Good afternoon, my friends. Kevin the Comic Doctor coming to another episode of One on One. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about customs clearance fees and the headache that can come about because of these fees. Guys, I'm Kevin the Comic Doctor. I'm a comic book presser and certified, authorized CGC, I always say certified, authorized CGC dealer located way up in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. And a big part of my business is sending books down to CGC in Florida, having them graded, and then once they're done, they're shipped up to me. Now, these are not my books. These belong to my clients. They're not sold. They're not books that were sold to CGC, obviously. These are just books that are being graded and then returned to me, and then I return to the owner. Okay? And I want to talk a bit about that because customs doesn't give a rat's behind. No matter how many times you tell them it's not been sold, they look at the dollar amount. So I want to talk a bit about that today because and how I send books to the U.S. and how CGC sends books back to me. And I want to use as a case study one of my clients, Vikram from Virginia, had an unfortunate incident happened to him when his books arrived here for me to retrieve from my local post office. Okay, so first of all, sending books down to the States from Canada, there's a threshold. Okay, there's a threshold. So when books are sent down, and by the way, I'm going to go to chat when I'm done this. If you have any questions about this, I'll try my best to answer them for you, okay? Again, this is my experience. So when I send books down to the States, if I'm returning books to clients or if I'm sending books to CGC, I sent a box the other day of 100 comics to CGC, a 30-pound box. Now, I put on the customs label, a customs amount. I put the amount of, I think it was $250. And in that box was an Amazing Spider-Man #1. In that box were several other walkthrough books that were valued at well over $3,000. But wait a second, Kevin, how'd you do that? Why would you put on your customs label the value is only $250 when in actuality it was well over probably $20,000? Because if I put $20,000 value, okay, on the label or on the customs form, the shipping label, it's called a customs documentation, right? Commercial invoice, whatever you want to call it. That's the proper term, commercial invoice. If I put down $10,000 or $20,000 on a commercial invoice, my parcel would be red flagged. And I'm not sure what the American side would do, but I'm sure there would be some kind of investigation or potentially customs clearance fees charged. All right? And you don't want that. And it's ridiculous because these are books not being sold. So why are any taxes or fees being charged in the first place? Anyways, I learned a long time ago, I cannot put a huge value on the books. All right. And that being said, when CGC sends me a box back, and if you guys have watched my unboxings, there's been some pretty big doozies unboxed, okay? For example, I think the other day I had a 9.2 copy of Amazing Spider-Man 129. Do you know how much CGC said that box was worth, that entire box of 25 books? They said it was $125. That's it. CGC has also learned that if they put the actual value of those books on the commercial invoice coming back into Canada, Canada Customs or the Canada Border Services Agency will stop the parcel and then charge me probably HST, which is our tax, which is 13%, or other clearance fees. And so they learn their lesson, right? So when CGC sends books back into Canada, whether it's me or any other client, they put down that each book is worth $5 US. That's it. And it's a smart thing to do. Otherwise, you're in big trouble, okay? So let me tell you Vikram's story because this is where this all comes out from. And this is a lot of work, guys, for me to try to figure out, but I felt bad. Now, sometimes American clients get charged 20 or 30 or 40, even $50, even $100. And you know what? It is what it is. When that happens, it happens. But if you are an American client of mine, you know I've always told you when you send your books to me, don't value the books at more than $5 or $10 each. if you're sending more than one book, because if your invoice, if your commercial invoice coming to Canada reads over, I think it's over, I'll tell you, if it's over $400, they'll pay attention. I think the actual number is $800, or it could be the other going into the States. I always forget that, but I always tell them to keep the value under $300 in total. Okay? Because if you don't, you're going to get stung. And Vikram got stung. Okay? So he sent his books to me back in, I have all his paperwork here. I think it was in January. I want to say January he sent me. And what Vikram did was, he didn't listen to me. I said, don't value your books at over, $300. But Vikram did. He put down the value at $6,297. So yeah, that box is red flagged. So when I went to the post office to pick up the box, I always tell my clients, always have signature on it. If I'm not here, I go to the post office and grab the box. I got there, but to get the books, I had to pay $324.83 to get the books out of Hawk. Now, my policy is, if your box is charged, you got to pay for it. I'm sorry, I can't pay the $324, right? So Vikram did pay the $324, and he was very gracious about it. He's like, don't worry about it, Kevin. It is what it is. I go, no, I said, I'm going to appeal it. So I did, but I could not appeal it until I was finished his books, because the Canada Border Service Agency wants to see the books are being sent back to Vikram. So I sent them all the CGC documentation, and I sent him Vikram's documentation. The books are going to be returned to him, and I got my letter back here, right here, on Friday, saying that it was rejected. And the reason it was rejected is I had to fill out apparently the wrong form. So now I have to go and download a different customs documentation and send it back again. And hopefully I'm going to get Vikram his $324 back. But it's a lot of work. I had to sit down probably for an hour for all the documentation. Now I got it back. It's rejected. Now I got to do it again. Yeah. So just be warned, guys. If you're an American and you're sending books up to me or other pressers in Canada, if you happen to have a relationship with a presser, or if you're sending books up you sold, be warned. If the parcel is again, if the value of the parcel on the commercial invoice exceeds like $400, there'll probably be some kind of taxes paid. It is just the way it is. Especially if it's UPS. UPS are notorious. They like to get every penny. FedEx isn't so bad, but UPS, they're terrible. They're terrible. And this, by the way, wasn't UPS or FedEx. This was USPS. This was sent to me through the United States Postal Service, in which Canada Post takes over when it comes over the border. Now, what's really strange is Vikram sent me 2 boxes, and the other box also had a really high, like $5,000 value on it, and they charged me nothing. So one got through, and this one didn't. So I'm gonna continue with this. I'm gonna get Vikram his money back. It might take me several months, but I'm gonna do it. This happened to another client a while back, and it was a couple of $100, and I went through the whole process. They gave me a check back, no problem. But this time it didn't work for some reason. I had to fill out this other cockamamie. It's my new favorite word, cockamamie. A new form to fill it in, send it back in, and hopefully get his money back. I don't understand, and I tell you, they don't care. And I mean, even check this out. I don't know if I can. I'll stamp this on here so you can see. I have this stamp that I send with all my parcels to CGC. I don't know if you can see this or not. I'll try to zoom right in. Right? Contents have not been sold. Contents are being sent for appraisal, grading, and will be returned once service is complete. Thank you. I put that on all my commercial invoices so that the customs officers see that these are not being sold. Right? Otherwise, you are up the creek. So again, if you're an American client, and this is for my Canadian viewers, this is more for you as a kind of a warning. Be careful. For my American clients who are sending me books, I just don't want you to get stung with these fees. So you really have to be very conscientious when you are filling out the commercial invoice that you keep the values low. I always tell my clients to indicate, because I say reason for shipment, items or comics not sold being sent for conservation service will be returned upon completion of service. Something along those lines to let them know that the books are going to be are going to be returned, that they haven't been sold, right? So, but the government wants their 13%. They want their pound of flesh for everything that comes over the border. And going back to the States, I would imagine it's the same thing, depending on the state, I guess. But if I'm sending a $2,000 parcel to, say, New York State, I'm sure New York State's going to have their policies for high value shipments. I'm sure California does, and Virginia does, and in Vikram's case, and other states as well. I don't know the legalities and the costs for all of those, but you really need to find those out before you ship them up. But be very transparent with on your commercial invoice. And are you fibbing a little bit? You kind of are fibbing. CGC's fibbing. They sent me an AF-15. They say it's $5. The book's really worth 20 or 30 or 40,000, but they know the customs doesn't look at it as a service. They look at it as almost like it's being sold. It's ridiculous, actually. And I've called customs. I fought with them about this. They don't care. So the only thing you can do is understand the routine, I guess you could say. I've got it down to a science on how I send books down, so I avoid these problems. And I have lots of American clients now, especially since launching this YouTube channel. I have a lot of American clients who I love working with. And sometimes they get stung, sometimes they don't. This is the biggest bill I've ever seen, though. But that's also the biggest amount that anyone's ever wrote on the customs what do you call it, commercial invoice, over $6,000. Most guys will put 500 or or 1,000, in which case they'll get stung $50, $60, $70. And I hate seeing that too, because it's just extra money that you shouldn't be spent. So anyways, let's go over to that chat room. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Happy to answer any questions. But this is an ongoing adventure I'm having with Canada Customs. I will keep you posted on this one. Once I get the results back, the next round, I'll let you know. And I'm pretty confident we'll get Vikram's money back, but it just might take a little bit of time. Let's go over to the chat room. Let's see who's here, and if you have any questions for me regarding this type of situation. Wayne's here. That's right. I own the first like on the stream. Now hurry up, everyone else. Yeah. So please like 8 likes. That's pretty good. 28 people in the room. How you doing? I hope you're all having a great afternoon. Please hit that like button. Like Wayne said, it does help my analytics out here on YouTube. Chuck, this sounds like a happy topic. You know what? It's not happy yet, but hopefully we'll have a happy ending later on down the road. Luke says hello. I say hello, Mike. I just got a shipment from the U.S. and shipping was 26 USD. Customs was 47 American. The books were worth 45 Canadian. Mike, what sort of numbers were on the commercial invoice? And I bet, Mike, you were using UPS. I got a feeling. I could be wrong. I got a feeling. Man Bat Detective says, hey, Doc, good afternoon to you and everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you too as well. Don't forget to like the button. Thank you so much. I'll tell you about UPS, friends. Whenever I have a shipment coming back from USPS or FedEx, it gets here. No problems. Whenever somebody sends me a shipment using UPS, every single time, remember those Migo figures I had? They came with UPS. I get a phone call and an email saying you've got a parcel that requires customs clearance. Now that's a whole different fee, right? The customs fee is one thing. Customs clearance is a brokerage fee, and UPS are notorious for charging. Like I got a feeling that Mike was UPS that charged him a customs clearance fees, which is baloney. Now when UPS does that to me, they ask me, well, who's your broker? And most people don't have a broker. They'll say, well, you go ahead and clear it. And they charge this stupid amount of money. So what I do, because I do have a broker, I use the FedEx Trade Networks. I said, well, my broker is FedEx Trade. Here's their phone number. The parcel gets cleared and I get charged nothing usually. Nothing. It's a scam. It's an absolute scam that UPS does. So anyways, that's what I know about that. So I have a feeling, Mike, yes, UPS was a shipper. There you go. The value of the slip was 15 USD and it was 2 books next to no weight. It's ridiculous. It's an absolute scam. In fact, Mike, I bet if you were to call them and complain and fight, you might get your money back. That's ridiculous. How dare you charge me triple what I have and what I bought these books for? Right? So you weren't charged. You were probably charged. You were charged a customs clearance fee through UPS, and you were charged HST tax on that as well too. It's a service at UPS. I tell people from the US, avoid UPS when sending books to me up in Canada. Use FedEx. That's the best one to use. When I ship within Canada, I use UPS because there's none of that makes a difference, right? So if I'm sending books to Manitoba or to British Columbia or the other way out to, to New Brunswick or whatever, I'll ship with UPS happily. But I will not do international shipping with UPS because they are scummy that way. They stick it to the little guy. They try to get every $20, $30 fee they can get. It's ridiculous. Paul says it would be nice if CGC would have a Canadian office. It would be great, but it's not going to happen. It's just never going to happen. Remember, CGC, my friends, California is a bigger market than Canada. They're not. If they're going to open an office, another office, it won't be in Canada. It'll be on the other side of the United States, an East Coast and West Coast office, right? Split the United States right down the middle. That would still help us a little bit too. But there will never be a Canadian office. And you saw what happened with CBCS's Canadian office. It was a joke. It was a depot. It wasn't even an office. It was like a place where they collected boxes, put them in bins, and then shipped them down to Texas. It was ridiculous. So we don't want that. I don't want that ever. Man Bat Detective says, hey, Doc, what's the most ridiculous shipping and handling you experienced? Well, it was a CB. I've mentioned this before in an earlier video. I don't want to go through it all again, but the most ridiculous thing was a CBCS shipment that was coming back from their original office in Florida. I think it was their office in Florida, or they may have just moved to Texas, and they sent my package twice to the wrong address. That's what it was. But this fee right now of Vikram's is the largest, most expensive customs clearance, through Canada Border Service Agency fee that I've ever seen. But again, it relates back to the value. If Vikram had put down the boxes were worth, $50 a piece, this video wouldn't be happening right now, right? It's simple as that. The big question also is, well, if you put down that it's the value is $200 but can you insure it for $10,000? Now that's the trick. That's the trick. Now I have a third-party insurance policy. Shipping insurance is very expensive. And so when I ship books down, I don't have to put on my customs label the actual value because I have records of everything. If CGC sends me back a box and it goes missing, I have the actual grades. I can claim that on my insurance policy. Thank God I've never had to do that, but it's there should the situation ever arise, okay? So I don't know what to tell people when they ask that question. If you go to USPS and say, I want to send this $3,000 package, can I insure it? And then you all of a sudden put the value of the package at $25 on the customs fees, there's the discrepancy there. So do you kind of shoot yourself in the foot? But that being said, good luck trying to get $3,000 out of USPS if they lose your comic book. Good luck. Good luck getting it at FedEx or UPS. I'd love to hear anybody here has any experience getting, say, a $3,000 claim on a comic book. I've never heard anybody tell me they've gotten that. I'd like to know if you have. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. I tell people, listen, instead of buying the insurance, buy the fastest, most expensive shipping service you can get. So for example, if you're going to use FedEx Express. It might cost you $200, but the books will be in the recipient's hands in one day, right? That way the books, within 24 hours, the recipient has the books. There's no stress. You're not freaking out. Could they still get lost? I guess they could. But the services, those exclusive services are top notch usually. Those are getting priority service. The books will be in. So I tell people, instead of buying the insurance, that if you ever try to put a claim, you'll never get your money. Put the money into the best service possible to get the books in the hands of the recipient as quickly as possible. Does that make sense? That's what I kind of do. The P-Man says, I agree, Paul. What would be that? Listen, I would love a Canadian office. Don't get me wrong. My God, it'd be so much easier for me. Because let's be honest, 85% of my clients are Canadian. So most of the books I'm shipping down are Canadian books. So having a Canadian office here would be, for me, selfishly would be ideal. But again, I doubt that will ever happen. Mike says, yes, okay, it was UPS. And DFND, how you doing? Long time no see. How the heck is UK a bigger market for CGC than Canada? I know, but I got to feel, well, UK encompasses all of Europe, right? It's a European. It's not just the UK, it's all of Europe. So if you're in Bulgaria or Italy or, in Germany, you're sending your books to CGC in the UK. That's where they go. Come on, insurance on most levels is a scam. I guess we need to thank Vikram for not listening to the docs so that we don't make the same mistake. Thanks, Vikram. Well, I don't know what happened there. I did give instructions, for whatever reason. Listen, when I say it to people, when I'm emailing them, keep the values low, it does sound suspect, right? I feel like I'm telling them, man, make it low so I can. That's not the reason why. I've been doing this for 10 years. I've dealt with this shipping nonsense for 10 years. I kind of know the ins and outs of what to put on the labels, even if it's coming from the United States to Canada. And I also know which services are best to use. Again, I say FedEx. In my experience, FedEx has been the most. The only thing I don't like about FedEx, the only thing they don't have stores. Like UPS has stores. Like there's 2 UPS stores right here in Oshawa. There's one about a 4-minute drive from me. So, I like that because I can just drop the boxes off, because with FedEx, they pick up, which is fantastic. But if I'm not using express service, it's an 8-hour window. You got to stick around for them to pick up. Someone has to be home to pick up your friggin' boxes. Also, if no one's home for delivery, it becomes a bit of a headache. There's no store you can go pick the stuff up from. So that's the only complaint I have about FedEx. But other than that, in terms of their service, they've been excellent. Boxes have kind of not gone missing, but the tracking got screwed up a couple of times. They phone you at like 11 o'clock at night and reassure you everything's going to be okay. I've had some really good, experiences with FedEx, and so I'm a proponent of FedEx. And just that whole scammy thing that UPS does as the books are coming back over the border, it's so scammy. As soon as I know someone's sending a UPS, I know I'm going to get a phone call. Oh, it's UPS. This $25 box requires customs clearance fees for $47. Screw you, UPS. Screw you. I will, send them to FedEx Trade Networks and they'll clear it for me. And guess what? As soon as UPS sees that, right, they just put the box on their truck and deliver it. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a bunch of bullshit. I've never seen any of these UPS fees show up on my FedEx account. It's a bunch of garbage. It's fake. It's ridiculous. Watch now, I'll start seeing it. But no, it's ridiculous. Anyways, guys, again, just be careful, right? If you're about to ship books to somebody and you're not sure how to do it, send me an email. I'm happy to give you a call. I'll tell you what the way I would do it. Maybe I'll do a video where I actually show you how to go through, setting up a shipping label and all that. And actually, if you are Canadian, sorry, my American friends, if you're Canadian, if you want great rates for FedEx or UPS or any of the other couriers, and I got this number from Hugh, who is one of my viewers here and a buddy of mine, freightcom.com. I should get, I've been touting this company for the last few weeks. Freightcom.com for Canadian sellers. Like if you're selling lots of comic books and don't want to use Canada Post. Half price, guys. Half price FedEx, half price UPS. Unbelievable. And they're on the up and up. I've used them several times already without a glitch. Beautiful. Check them out. The P-Man says, it's so darn frustrating. It is. It is frustrating when you say on your label that these are not been sold, they still charge you, right? It's what the hell. And I think Vikram did actually, let me check something. I think Vikram did write down. Let me just check something really quickly here. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I have the original one. I got the French one here, which is no good to me. Oh, shoot. I have the French one. I don't have the Canadian one. I don't have it. I don't have the Canadian. I have the French copy here. I didn't realize. It doesn't say anything, actually. I thought I could have swore Vikram actually wrote down the books are being sent for that service and will be returned, but I don't seem to see it here. Yeah, I don't see it. So anyhow, I'm going to send this in. It's going to take me some time. I don't mind doing it. Again, it's a learning, and it gives me an opportunity to come on here on YouTube and talk to you folks about it. Hopefully you'll avoid it. Don't worry about the customs values when you're sending the books down. Remember, and if you go to Canada, if you go to the Service Canada, you can look up, exporting and importing. That's what you're really doing. You can look up all the rules about the thresholds, as it were. I think going in the States, you're safe to send $500 or $800 into the States without any customs clearance fees or taxes, I should say, or coming back into Canada as well. It's similar like going into Buffalo. If I go to Buffalo for the day, I can only bring in so much back with me, right? I can't go to Buffalo and buy like $20,000 of shoes and come back. I can't do that tax free. But I can go into the Buffalo and I can buy. I think it's either $400 or $800. I think of merchandise. I can bring it back. So if I have a car with myself, my wife, my 2 kids, that could be quite a bit of money we can bring back into Canada tax free. They just don't want people scamming and trying to get away with it. But I'm the comic doctor. And if you look at my, I'm the comic doctor. If you look at my file, and I have a CRA account, if you look at it, I send books to the exact same place every time, and they come back, from Florida. So I don't know. So victims in Virginia, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It was frustrating, a little bit of work, but we'll get on top of it. Guys, listen, thanks for popping by. There's another CGC box on the way back. It's stuck in customs, actually, believe it or not. Funny enough. So do hit that notification bell so you'll know when I go live again. It'll be pretty soon. Oh, where is it? Where the heck did I put it? Oh, what did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Another gift for my 2,000 subscriber giveaway. Check this out. I might do a video on these too. So, as you know, I'm giving out that Jim Lee print that was donated to the channel by Rob out of Toronto. Marty donated this awesome copy of Avengers Annual 10, first appearance of Rogue. That's going to some lucky subscriber. Sean donated this awesome. People are so generous. They're donating some great things. Avengers 100. And then Chris came to the shop yesterday and said, Kevin, I got something else for you to give away. And it's not in bad shape either. It's probably like a 9.496. Wolverine, was it number 8? Pretty popular cover. This one here is raw, but it's a nice copy. This will also be given away when I hit 2,000 subscribers. I'm about 250 subscribers away. And at this rate, it's taking forever. I don't know what's going on. How many more videos do I got to do to get these subscribers? So guys, tell your friends, tell everybody to come on by and subscribe to the channel, like the content. It helps me get moving. And when you like the content, more guys actually will see that I have a channel. They'll maybe hopefully subscribe, and we'll get to that 2,000 subscriber draw sooner rather than later. Anyways, guys, I've got some more books to work on. You take care of a fantastic afternoon, and we'll see you very soon. Until then, all the best. Bye for now.